Hi, I'm Olive. At 28, I thought I had everything figured out. Great job in marketing, dream house in the suburbs, and a husband who seemed to worship the ground I walked on. Marcus and I met at a tech conference 4 years ago. He was this brilliant software engineer who could make me laugh even when explaining the most boring coding stuff. We clicked instantly. "You're everything I've been looking for," he said on our wedding day, while his mother Eleanor stood in the background with what I now realize was a fake smile plastered on her face. The first year was pure bliss. Marcus and I were living our best lives, building our careers, traveling, and just enjoying being together. Then the question started. "When are you giving us grandchildren? The family needs an heir." Eleanor would bring it up at every family dinner, her voice dripping with what she called concern. "We're focusing on our careers right now," I'd say, while Marcus would squeeze my hand under the table. "You're not getting any younger, dear," she'd respond, sharing knowing looks with James, my father-in-law, who'd nod along like some bobblehead doll. After 2 years of marriage, we decided to try for a baby. When I finally got pregnant, the doctor dropped the twin bomb. I was ecstatic. Marcus was over the moon. Twins, can you believe it? I was practically bouncing off the walls at the family announcement dinner. "What a blessing," Eleanor said. But something in her tone made me uneasy. "Do you know the gender yet?" When we revealed they were girls, Eleanor's face fell faster than a lead balloon. "Girls? Both of them?" "Yes, Mother. Beautiful twin girls," Marcus beamed. That's when the helpful suggestions started. Eleanor began showing up unannounced with these weird-smelling concoctions. "It's an old family recipe. Helps ensure healthy babies," she'd say, hovering until I drank whatever she brought. "The family line dies with girls, you know. We need strong boys to carry on the name." I started feeling off after drinking her traditional medicines. Nothing major at first, just nausea, dizziness, things you'd expect during pregnancy. But something felt wrong. "Maybe you should stop with the traditional remedies, Eleanor," I suggested one day, trying to be polite. "Nonsense! These recipes have been in our family for generations. Are you questioning our traditions?" Marcus tried to mediate. "Mom, if Olive doesn't feel comfortable, you stay out of this. You don't understand what's at stake here." That's when I started dumping her special teas down the drain when she wasn't looking. But she must have noticed because she began watching me like a hawk, standing over me until I finished every drop. The symptoms got worse, way worse. But every time I mentioned feeling strange, Eleanor was right there with another bottle of her miracle cure. I started keeping a journal of my symptoms, noting when they got worse after drinking her concoctions. Something wasn't right, and I was going to figure out what it was, before it was too late for me and my girls. I couldn't keep anything down anymore. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold my phone to call my best friend Linda. "Girl, you need to see a doctor right now. This isn't normal pregnancy stuff." I finally agreed to see Dr. Chen, who took one look at me and ordered comprehensive blood work. "Your liver enzymes are through the roof. These levels, they're consistent with poisoning." My heart stopped. Poisoning? "I'm detecting traces of several herbs that can be toxic, especially during pregnancy. Who's been giving you anything to consume?" That's when everything clicked. I called Linda immediately after leaving the hospital. "I need your help. Remember that spy camera you used to catch your roommate stealing?" Linda came through with not just one, but 3 hidden cameras. We placed them strategically in my kitchen while Eleanor was at her weekly bridge game. 2 days later, Linda and I watched the footage in horror. There was Eleanor, plain as day, pulling a small vial from her purse and adding drops to my water pitcher. "That witch! I'm calling the police right now!" "Wait," I grabbed Linda's phone. "I need to show Marcus first." I invited Marcus to lunch at home, making sure Eleanor wouldn't pop in for one of her surprise visits. "I need you to watch something." I played the video. "This has to be a mistake. Mom would never. She's just trying to help with traditional medicines." "Traditional medicines don't do this." I showed him my medical report. "Dr. Chen found dangerous levels of toxic herbs in my system. Your mother is literally poisoning me and our babies. Maybe she doesn't know these herbs are harmful." "Are you kidding me? Listen to yourself. She's trying to hurt our daughters because they're not boys. That's a serious accusation, Olive. You know how much family means to her. Exactly. She's obsessed with having male heirs. Remember her reaction when we announced they were girls? Marcus paced the room, running his hands through his hair. I need time to process this. We don't have time. These are your daughter's lives at stake. And mine. That's when Eleanor walked in unannounced. Again. What's going on here? Why all the serious faces? I lost it. Why don't you tell us what's in that special tea of yours, Eleanor? Her face turned stone cold. How dare you question our family traditions? Marcus, are you going to let her disrespect me like this? Just answer the question, Mom. What's in the tea? It's a secret family recipe passed down through generations. It's for the good of the family line. The good of the family line? You mean trying to harm my girls because they're not boys? Those girls will be the end of our family name. Everything we've built will die with them. Marcus's face went pale. He finally heard what I'd been trying to tell him. The hatred in his mother's voice. The disgust when she said girls. Linda, send the footage to Detective Martinez, I said, never taking my eyes off Eleanor. And Marcus, if you're not with me on this, you're against me. I packed my bags that night and moved in with Linda. My phone kept buzzing with messages from Marcus, but I couldn't risk staying in that house another minute. These papers prove the herbs are completely safe. Eleanor had shown up at Linda's apartment, waving some documents. Look, certified by the Traditional Medicine Association? That organization doesn't even exist, Detective Martinez said, stepping out from Linda's kitchen. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to come down to the station. The next day, James stormed into my office. You're tearing this family apart. All for some imagined slight. Eleanor would never harm anyone. Really? Then explain this. I pulled out a folder. Hospital records from your niece's pregnancy 3 years ago. She lost the baby after drinking your wife's special tea. Funny how that was never mentioned. His face went white. That was different. Different how? Because she was carrying a girl too? You don't understand our family's traditions. Poisoning pregnant women is not a tradition, it's a crime. My phone rang. It was Marcus. The police found Mom's journals. She wrote everything down. Her recipes, her beliefs about purifying the family line, how she did this before. Where are you? At the hospital. They need to check your liver function immediately. The tests revealed severe damage. I lay in the hospital bed, hooked up to monitors, when Marcus finally showed his face. I should have believed you from the start. I was so blind. Blind? I showed you actual footage of her poisoning me. I know, but she's my mother. I never thought. That's the problem. You never thought. You just let her do whatever she wanted. Detective Martinez walked in with more evidence. We found a whole stash of unlabeled herbs in your mother's basement. Preliminary tests show several toxic substances. And get this, detailed records of every treatment she's given to family members over the years. How many others? Marcus asked, his voice shaking. We've identified 3 previous cases, all pregnancies with female fetuses, 2 miscarriages, 1 birth defect. I felt sick all over again. She's been doing this for years. And James helped cover it up each time, Detective Martinez added. Called in favors, paid off doctors, made families sign NDAs. Marcus grabbed my hand. I'm testifying against them both. Everything I know about the family's so-called traditions. Every time I suspected something wasn't right but looked the other way. No more. Your father won't like that. I don't care. They hurt you. They tried to hurt our daughters, and they've hurt others before us. It ends now. The doctor came in with more test results. My liver was showing signs of permanent damage. I might need ongoing treatment for years. Marcus broke down completely. I'll never forgive myself for not protecting you. Both of them deserve whatever's coming. The courtroom fell silent as Eleanor was led in wearing handcuffs. She still managed to look haughty, right until her former victims started testifying. I lost my baby girl because of her tea. Sarah, James's niece, spoke first. They told me it was a tragic accident. paid for my medical bills if I signed a confidentiality agreement. 3 more women came forward with similar stories. Each testimony wiped more of that smug look off Eleanor's face. The defendant systematically targeted pregnancies carrying female fetuses. The prosecutor addressed the jury, using her position of trust as a family matriarch to poison vulnerable women. Marcus took the stand next. I was raised to believe in these traditions. Now I realize they were just a cover for something sinister. My mother poisoned my wife, tried to harm my unborn daughters, and has done this to others. There's no excuse. You ungrateful son! Eleanor shouted from her seat. Everything I did was for this family! The judge's gavel crashed down. One more outburst and you'll be removed from this courtroom. James tried damage control at their family business, but clients were already jumping ship. You knew about this for years? Their biggest client canceled all contracts. We can't be associated with someone who covers up attempted murder. I was in labor when the verdict came in. 20 years for Eleanor. Linda held my hand through the contractions while reading the news. James is facing charges too. Obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, witness intimidation. Good, I managed between contractions. Push. My beautiful girls came into the world healthy and strong, despite everything their grandmother tried. We named them Victoria and Diana, names that had nothing to do with Eleanor's family. 2 months later, Marcus held a press conference outside his family's now struggling business. I'm stepping down as CEO and starting my own company, one built on honesty and integrity, not toxic traditions. To all the women my mother hurt, I apologize for our family's role in your pain. The community rallied around us. Former clients of James's business switched to supporting Marcus's new venture. My marketing firm promoted me to director, impressed by how I'd handled the publicity around the case. How's the liver? Dr. Chen asked during my follow-up. Getting better. The new treatment's working. And the girls? Perfect, growing stronger every day. Later that evening, a letter arrived from prison. Eleanor's handwriting. I didn't even open it, just dropped it straight in the shredder. No toxic people allowed in our lives anymore, I told my daughters as they cooed in their cribs. Not even by mail. Linda came over with champagne to celebrate James's conviction. 8 years for his role in the cover-ups. To justice, she raised her glass. To new beginnings, Marcus added, cradling Victoria. To our daughters, I smiled, holding Diana, who just proved that girls don't end family lines. They start better ones. What would you do if you discovered your mother-in-law was secretly poisoning you because she didn't want granddaughters? Would you give her a second chance if she apologized, or stand firm like Olive did? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters, and I'd love to hear your perspective on dealing with toxic family members who try to justify their harmful actions through tradition. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling stories about standing up against family toxicity. Every news story brings a new perspective on handling difficult relationships and fighting for what's right.